Joining us, MS Now Justice and intelligence reporter Ken Delanian, along with Ben Rhodes, who's back with us. All right, as we were talking about in the break, soft war used to be our purview, and with artificial intelligence and social media, it's very easy to use. The Iranians seem to have a pretty good handle on this.
They sure do. I mean, we invented the internet, we invented artificial intelligence, and yet this murderous theocratic regime is using those technologies to win the propaganda war with these very clever, very compelling videos that go right to the heart of some of the weaknesses of the arguments being made by the Trump administration. They make fun of Donald Trump for the Jesus post, for some of the wild things that he said. They use British rap lyrics. It's in English. They're very clever. By one count, they've racked up more than 1 billion views on X alone. And look, a lot of the extreme things that Donald Trump has said are probably more hurtful to America's image than anything in these videos. But this has become a cultural phenomenon. There was a new one today, just making fun of Pete Hegseth and alleging that that has a drinking problem. It's just really remarkable, and the U.S. has no answer because, in part, the State Department disbanded some of the organizations that were designed to flag and counter foreign propaganda.
So, Ben, explain why this stuff is so significant. Why it's not just a social media clip that you can chuckle at. Why is it so dangerous?
Here's why, and I used to have responsibility for some of this when I was in government. The American propaganda around this war, if you may remember, Katie and Ken, like at the beginning, there were kind of these, I don't know what to call them other than snuff films, right? There were kind of these pictures of airstrikes, things that we were blowing up. Who does that appeal to? That only appeals to people that are already died in the World War supporters in this country and maybe in Israel, our partner in the war. The Iranian videos are going on offense. It's not designed for Iranian audiences. The Trump propaganda was designed for his base, like so much of what he says. These are hitting themes that resonate in the United States and around the world. That Donald Trump is part of a cabal of elites, that he's compromised by the Epstein files, that he doesn't value civilian life. That is propaganda offense. And if you particularly think about young audiences, people that, are not necessarily reading newspapers, they're getting their news on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, on X. If you are under 30 and you're around the world, it's quite likely that the thing that you've consumed about this war are these videos. And they're positioning Iran as at the resistance to a lot of things that people don't like about Donald Trump. And look, the Iranian regime is an odious regime, but you know that you're losing the propaganda war when your adversary is on offense. They're playing in our space. They're trying to influence our people. They're pointing out Trump's weaknesses in this country and around the world. And the only counter from Trump in the Trump administration is kind of these videos that literally would not persuade anybody around the world. They would only kind of reassure people that are already, watching Fox News and fully on board.
It does make you worry about traveling overseas as an American. And listen, there's been moments of tension a lot over the years. But in this specific case, when you have a Lego video showing that reaches virality, showing Americans striking a school and killing kids, and you have that little backpack, and it happened.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how much people are going to start to hate us and what that will look like. It's
not just these videos, of course. It's been years of things that the Trump administration has been doing. But it's pretty clear the Europeans are never going to look at us the same way again for generations. And, the creator said that they use this Lego animation because they said this is a world language. How clever that they've used our own. We invented this world language. The West did anyway. It was actually an Australian guy that invented Lego animation. And they're using that against us. It's just really disturbing.
آنچه در مورد ما میگویند